Hello, everybody. It's day 989. Today, we're going to talk about healing your relationship with food. For those of you who have known me, some of you for a couple years or more, we've talked about the lengths we will go when we get really hungry. Those days before tirzepatide and semaglutide, they were rough and we were battling our hunger, and sometimes it looked really ugly. And honestly, when the pendulum swings to the other direction, days of cutting back and really restricting yourself, those days can look pretty rough too. But what I want to bring you today is kind of a synopsis, a summary, my heart after losing 70 pounds, keeping it off for 24 plus 3, 27 months. And here's what I recently wrote for you. I spent the majority of my life yo-yoing. It was one of two things. I was either binging, overeating, eating until my stomach hurt, or just total restrictions. Like, we're not having any chips, we're not having any candy, we're having no bread. So like some of you, it was all or nothing. Because those are the extremes. I could control them. The middle ground, that's the tough ground. I was just saying to somebody today, for some addictions, you get off of your drug. We're in that really precarious situation where our addiction is something that you can't live without. So we have to figure out how to moderate. And boy, was that close to impossible before these amazing weight loss drugs. When I was being really what I would have called good, I would go to a party, I would not allow myself a single cookie, or maybe like all snack foods were off limits. So this has been a very tricky part of my journey for the last 3 decades. And I've been all over the map as far as what I felt was best for me. When I started Mounjaro back in December of 2022, I allowed close to 0 added sugars. I have continued to redefine my relationship with food, but I found that with the tirzepatide, it gave me such control that I could really reduce those sugars, and I found that really cleaned up my diet, but also it gave me a lot of peaceful thoughts. Everyone has their own kind of like kryptonite. For me, what I crave the most is the thing that hurts me the most. I've never been able to have just a little bit of sugar. I've tried it. I continue to kind of be on that journey of trial and error, seeing what I can get by with, but it seems to just get out of control. So I wanted to share just the raw facts. In my heart, I wanted to use the word peskiness, because boy, is it pesky. But as I continue to be on this journey, and every day I'm making decisions that either raise or lower or keep my weight at the same. It isn't like, oh, I hit my goal weight, time to relax now. Every day you are making really important choices. And when you get, a year from now, this year was built on days. So what I'm doing today, that's relevant. That is important. It does matter. It does have a bearing on what happens when I stand on the scale. So I am trying to heal my body. I'm trying to heal my body, and a lot of you are too. We talk sometimes on here just about the psychological effect of what it's been like being obese for decades and now going through the weight loss, and then how much trickier than we ever imagined maintaining it would be. So I feel like as I'm trying to heal my body, that if I have foods that are just considered off limits, that's overwhelming to me. I'm just talking personally. I feel like I'm strapped down. Sometimes I've said shackles on here. Like, I feel like I'm in shackles. I feel like I want to break free. So lately, what I've been finding, thanks to Zepbound, is that I'm healing my brain and I'm healing my body as I decide what foods I'm going to eat. And the majority of what I'm eating these days are healthy, home-cooked foods with real ingredients. I don't kick myself if I'm in the mood for a dessert or a little treat, and I have maintained this 70-pound weight loss for 2 years and counting. And think it's going to be fun for us to stay on track, stay plugged in, share thoughts, tips, our ups and our downs with each other. Because in my journey, I have found that my connection with you is what has added the joy and also the accountability. I think it's one of the main reasons, besides the drug, that has made me successful. I lost the weight. Compared to the fact that I've been trying since junior high and I was around 48 years old, I had spent my life obese trying to lose the weight. And thanks to tirzepatide, it came off in about 6 months. And so many of my friends who were with me through all that, we're just staying strong. We're staying strong together. I also wanted to add that I'm sitting here in one of the healthiest positions that I've ever been at maintenance. I have maintained, stayed right around 150. I'm watching my exercise. I'm 51. I'm really thinking about muscle tone and the fact that I did lose muscle because that just makes sense. I was wearing a 70-pound backpack for a long time. That'll create some muscle. And so I want to make sure that I'm staying strong, and I am really enjoying. They're not huge or anything, but I care. I've been doing some push-ups. I have been going out and doing some great walking and jogging. And so I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy in a way that my weight is not a yo-yo, but that also I don't have this sense of guilt or sense of failure in partaking in foods that are considered to be a sweet or a dessert. So thanks to Zepbound and my body being used to being at 150, like Zepbound allows me to do that. I'm kind of like in a groove. I absolutely love that. 3, the size of my stomach, because of 4, I'm having really similar size meals every day. I'm finding that I'm doing a great job of staying on course. So I hope this wasn't too much of a ramble, but I want you to see that it is going to be a constant reevaluation. Because we're not a robot. We're a real person that's gone through a lot of changes, a lot of lessons learned, and I am still learning them. You know, I have some friends that it's like, hey, like I know how to lose weight. I know how to watch the scale. I know how to really decrease my calories. I know how to graph the amount that I've lost, each week. And they're finding maintenance to be way trickier than any other stage of life, because anything that's new is tricky. And for a lot of us, being at goal weight is super new. So in closing, I hope that you can connect with some of what I have said. And my only hope in sharing this is that it's helpful to somebody out there. So if your weight is going up and then down, or your relationship with food still seems unhealthy, reach out, talk to us, ask questions, work to evaluate what's going on. And I just want to remind you that each of our bodies are different. Each of our experiences are different. Our plans are individualized. And I've never stopped trying to figure out what I need to do to just stabilize this healthy relationship with food, this healthy weight that my body is in. And as far as what I'm doing this week, my current staples these days are eating similar meals from week to week. I find that brings me peace, but that automaticity has always been quite an encouragement for me. I am finding healthy foods that are great for me and then getting into a rhythm with those foods, watching my body and my mind also staying on track. Well, it sure is nice. So if you have any advice for our friends out there, I would love it. If you would throw it in the comments, share it with us, share it with me. I can't wait to hear your experiences and how your journey is going. Okay, everybody, that's been our video for today, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.